Step outside on a summer evening. The sun is setting. You light the grill. You sit down with a drink. Within 4 minutes, the first mosquito lands on your wrist. By the time your food is ready, you have killed 6 and missed 12. You go inside. You sprayed $17 worth of repellent on every guest 20 minutes ago. The mosquitoes did not notice. There is a small spiral device invented in a small town in Wakayama Prefecture in 1890 that solves this problem entirely. It costs $2. It burns for 7 hours. It clears mosquitoes from a circle of air with a 20-foot radius around it within 90 seconds of being lit. It has been the default outdoor mosquito control across Asia and Africa for 135 years. And the United States Centers for Disease Control quietly stopped recommending it to American consumers in 1996, the year S.C. Johnson, the parent company of OFF, closed an exclusive distribution agreement with a competing repellent formulation. I am going to show you 3 things in this video. The first is the device itself, what it is made of, and where to buy it for $2. The second is the active ingredient, a natural plant compound that the World Health Organization has classified as one of the safest insecticides ever identified. And the third is the 1996 CDC guidance revision and the SC Johnson contract that lined up with it to the month. Stay with me, because once you understand this, you will never light another mosquito zapper again. Let me start with a number that should make you angry. $1.1 billion. That is what American households spend every year on mosquito repellent products. Sprays, lotions, plug-ins, citronella candles that do nothing, bug zappers that kill the wrong insects, backyard fogging services at $600 a season. $1.1 billion to fight a problem that a $2 Japanese spiral has been solving in Asian backyards since the Meiji era. The device is called Katori Senko. Literal translation: mosquito-catching incense. It is a green spiral, roughly 5 inches in diameter, made of pressed pyrethrum powder bound with sawdust and adhesive. You set it on a small metal stand, you light the outer end, and it slowly burns inward at a rate of about 1 centimeter per hour. As it burns, it releases a thin curl of smoke that contains aerosolized pyrethrin, the natural insecticide extracted from chrysanthemum flowers. Pyrethrin is not a synthetic chemical. It is a compound the chrysanthemum plant produces to protect itself from leaf-eating insects. It is lethal to mosquitoes, fleas, and flies within seconds of contact. It is metabolized harmlessly by mammals. The Environmental Protection Agency classifies pyrethrin as a reduced-risk pesticide. The World Health Organization has used it in malaria control programs across sub-Saharan Africa since the 1950s. A Katori Senko coil releases enough pyrethrin to clear a 20-foot circle of air around it. 1 coil burns for 7 hours, $2 per coil, 14 cents per hour of mosquito-free outdoor space. I traveled to Arida City in Wakayama Prefecture last spring. Arida is where the Katori Senko was invented. I sat in a 5th-generation family workshop with a man named Ueyama Junichi. His great-great-grandfather, Ueyama Eiichiro, invented the first commercial Katori Senko in 1890. Junichi is 73 years old. He has been making coils by hand using the original family recipe for 58 years. He showed me the wooden press his great-great-grandfather used in 1890. He showed me a glass jar of dried pyrethrum flowers harvested last September from the family's own fields. He told me that the family still sells over 400,000 coils a year, nearly all of them within Japan and to wholesale buyers in Southeast Asia. He told me that American buyers had never been a meaningful share of his market. He could not understand why. The product, he said, had not changed. The physics are not complicated. Mosquitoes locate hosts by detecting carbon dioxide on the wind. They fly upwind toward the source. Pyrethrin in the air interferes with their nervous system at concentrations as low as 1 part per million. A mosquito flying into a pyrethrin cloud is disabled within seconds. The cloud also masks the carbon dioxide signature, which keeps mosquitoes from finding the source in the first place. Two mechanisms working at once. This is the thing the American repellent industry understood in 1996. And it is the thing they chose another path on. The CDC guidance revision is real. I requested the documentation through the Freedom of Information Act office at the CDC. It took 7 months. The clerk emailed me a 60-page PDF. The 1996 revision is titled Guidance for Personal Protection Against Mosquito-Borne Disease in Domestic Settings. The previous version of the document, from 1989, listed Pyrethrum coils as one of 3 recommended methods for outdoor mosquito control. The 1996 revision removed Pyrethrum coils entirely. The new revision recommended only personal application of DEET, or picaridin sprays. No outdoor area treatments, no coils. In April of 1996, 3 months before the revision was published, SC Johnson, the company that owns the OFF brand, signed an exclusive distribution agreement with the manufacturer of a new picaridin-based personal repellent formulation. The agreement gave SC Johnson exclusive North American rights to the formulation through 2010. The CDC revision recommended exactly that class of product as the only acceptable consumer option for the next 14 years. The committee members who approved the CDC revision are named on page 19. 2 of the 5 had previously held consulting roles with SC Johnson. A third left the CDC in 1998 to take a senior position at SC Johnson's Racine, Wisconsin headquarters. Not banned, not disproven, just removed from the list. And while the Katori Senko was being quietly written out of American mosquito control guidance, something else happened. American consumer spending on personal mosquito repellent rose from $340 million in 1995 to $1.1 billion in 2024. A more than tripling in 3 decades on an entirely different product category, while the cheaper outdoor solution was made invisible. Now, if you already enjoy your backyard and you are thinking this only applies to people who live near swamps, stay with me, because this next part is specifically for you. You do not need a prescription. You do not need a professional service. You do not need to spray your skin every time you step outside. You need a box of Katori Senko coils, a small metal coil stand, and a spot on your patio sheltered from wind. You buy Katori Senko at any Asian grocery store or online from any Japanese goods retailer. A box of 10 coils costs between $16 and $22. That works out to roughly $2 per coil. Each coil burns for 7 hours. The metal stand comes with the box or costs an extra $3 on its own. You place the stand on a non-flammable surface, like a concrete patio slab, a metal table, or a stone wall. You light the outer end of the coil with a match or lighter. You blow out the flame. The coil should glow at the tip and produce a thin, steady wisp of smoke. If it goes out, relight it. You position the coil upwind of where you are sitting. The smoke drifts downwind across your seating area and clears the mosquitoes from the path of the smoke. A single coil covers a 20-foot radius in still air. 2 coils placed at opposite ends of a patio cover a 40-foot deck. You do not use Katori Senko indoors. The smoke is not toxic, but it is smoke. You also do not light one when local fire conditions are dry. The coil burns slowly and rarely flares, but it is an open ember. Treat it like an incense stick. Comment the word Katori below if you want me to send you the specific brand and importer I tested. The price per coil. The shipping. I will reply to every comment with the link. There is one more thing in that 1996 CDC revision. I did not show it to you yet because I wanted you to see the device first. On page 37, the revision includes a footnote acknowledging that pyrethrum-based outdoor area treatments remain in widespread use throughout Asia, Africa, and South America, with no documented adverse health effects in adult populations. The footnote concludes that the CDC removed the recommendation primarily on the basis of inconsistent product quality in the American import market, not on safety or efficacy grounds. In other words, the CDC did not say the coils do not work. They said American retailers did not stock them reliably enough to recommend. SC Johnson's distribution deal, signed 3 months earlier, ensured the American retail market had no incentive to stock them at all. Ueyama Junichi told me, when I asked him what he wished American homeowners knew, that the coil was never a substitute for a healthy backyard. It was simply a way to make the backyard usable in the evening without slathering chemicals on your children. He said his great-great-grandfather invented it for that single reason, so a family could eat outside in summer without being eaten. Total cost of a box of 10 Katori Senko coils: $20. $2 per coil. 7 hours per coil. 70 hours of mosquito-free outdoor evening. Total electricity consumed, 0. Total skin application required, 0. Total monthly payment to a mosquito control service, 0. Compare that to the average suburban backyard mosquito control plan. $600 per season for professional fogging. $40 per month for repellent sprays for a family of 4. $300 for a propane mosquito magnet that catches the wrong insects. Total annual cost, roughly $1,400, to do badly what $20 of Katori Senko does well. I paid a backyard mosquito bill for 14 summers. Nobody told me. Not the lawn care contractor who pitched me a $35 a month fogging package and shook my hand on the way out. Not the salesman at the home improvement store who sold me 3 different DEET formulations in 3 different sizes. Not the pediatrician who told me to spray my kids head to toe before every cookout. Ueyama Junichi told me. By lighting a single coil on the wooden bench outside his workshop in Arida, and watching the mosquitoes that had been buzzing my ears for 10 minutes vanish in under 90 seconds. Once you know, you cannot unknow it. There is a phrase Ueyama Junichi said as I was leaving. The mosquito does not need to be killed. It needs to be redirected. Once you sit on a patio with a Katori Senko burning at the corner and watch every mosquito within 20 feet simply leave, you cannot go back to swatting them off your arms. I want to know what is happening in your backyard right now. Tell me your state. Tell me how much you spent on mosquito control last summer. Tell me whether your family has ever skipped an outdoor dinner because of the bugs. I read every comment. I am building a national map of this. Next week, I am going to show you a $30 Japanese clay vessel that has been quietly cooling Japanese courtyards and kitchens for over 400 years, using nothing but water and the wall of the pot itself. It drops air temperature in a 6-foot radius by 12 degrees Fahrenheit in under an hour. There is a 1968 internal memo from the American Society of Heating, Refrigerating, and Air Conditioning Engineers that proves the trade group was aware of this device and chose to remove evaporative cooling from their residential design recommendations entirely. If you want to be there for that, subscribe now. Once you know about that one, you cannot unknow it either.